Hey, Kian, how you doing? Hey, Tids, you lurk away. I hope you're feeling better soon. Awesome, Kian. I hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. Oops. I've probably just knackered my camera. We'll see. Having fun with the book. I'll be honest with you, Cyborg, with everything that's gone off in the IT industry this week, I have not had time to read it properly. But I had a quick thumb through it when I opened it, and it looks pretty fun. Okay, let's see how badly I've bodged the camera by knocking the cabling. Okay, not as bad as I thought, but still pretty bad. Mumborg is very jelly over it. Really? So Mumborg's a Captain Haddock fan then? Or is she just more generally a Tintin fan? Yes, Porthos, I'm on stream. Hang on, mate. Let me just do this first. Hey, Rockethead, how you doing? Hey, Sam, how you doing? Hey, Cypher, how you doing?
Hello there.
Looks like as much as TechSquig wasn't playing particularly well earlier when I was setting everything up, that it's woken up a bit now. That's good. Yeah, Amazon Web Services is still having, I believe, a bit of an outage today. And yeah, it was touch and go for a bit whether I'd be able to stream at all, because a lot of streamers were having problems staying connected. But I'm here. So oh really, Cyborg? The thing is, as long as you've had good times with it, that's what matters. Because then you'll always have those fond memories to look back on with that costume. There's quite a few costumes that I unfortunately never actually got to wear to any conventions or anything like that, so there's no pictures of them aside from my test shots. Yes, Porthos, I know you want to come up, and you're being particularly petulant about it tonight. Just let me do this, and then I will let you up. He's like off to the side, just staring off in the opposite direction, trying to pretend he's not talking to me. Ah, yep, there we go. The second I move back a little bit, he knows what's coming. He's doing his little tippy taps. Come on then. Come on then. Oh. That's okay, Porthos. I didn't need my stomach for anything. Oh, your PC. My mistake. starting to chug too much. I see. Sorry, I vaguely remembered you mentioning something about doing some different Batman cosplays. Maybe I misremembered, but that was what I was thinking there. 6 years is a reasonably good run for a PC, especially these days. The tech evolves so quickly. Had a 4.5 hour long meeting today. Oof, Cypher, I have been there. I hope it wasn't too bad. New plans now. Oh, okay then, Cyborg. I think that's what I was thinking of for some weird and wonderful reason. I don't know why that translated to Alfred in my brain. I'm a little sleepy. It's been a week. Lots of things have happened. Need to get tonight's blog post done. Ooh, exciting, Sam. Are we allowed to know what tonight's blog post is about? Or is it a secret? And I hope you enjoy your relaxing as well. It's very important to have some relaxation time. Ooh. That sounds really interesting, Cyborg. Strata Miniatures, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Hey, Sinister, how you doing? Hello, Hobbs. Hello, Porthos. Hello, I want to say Venkman. Nope, we are doing Zeddemore today. Venkman will be the last one. Hey, guys, how you doing? Oh, viewer requests are on for the jukebox. Due to the AWS issues, some of my overlay elements haven't been working too great. So the jukebox, as you can see at the moment, is not showing anything. Hi, DMAC. That is the most fucking cursed resub notification anyone could have typed up. Thank you so much. And more importantly, thank you so much for being subscribed for 11 months. Most appreciated, my friend. I hope you're doing okay. It's okay, I use mismatch brackets. Yes, Kean, yes it is. DMAC is poking a little bit of fun at both of our expenses, admittedly, but at the thing that has taken up my last 3 working days in its entirety. Like, I have not had time for anything else. Can you folks actually see Porthos okay? No, you can't, because of where he's sat. I've spent more time on incident calls since Friday than in the rest of my career. Yeah, me too, DMAC. It's been something. Oh, so you deliberately sit in the most awkward position so that people can't see you. I'm sorry, folks. Porthos is being awkward, so I can't get him on the camera. And my camera doesn't like me fucking with it, so it's going here and it's staying here. And you'll just have to cope with him making Porthosy noises underneath the microphone. In fact, thank you, Kian. Let's get some doggy treat ASMR going, shall we? A treat for his awkwardness. Oh, he snotted on my hand. Thanks, Porthos. That's gross. Yeah, so if you see any weirdness on the stream today, sound effects not working properly, it's fine, Keen. You don't need to apologise at all. If it bothered me, I'd reject the request. Hey, Soul. Thank you for the treat for Porthos. And if you're apologising for the dog snotting on my hand, that wasn't your fault. He's snotty at the minute. And instead of, like, moving his head away from me, he points his face towards me and then just goes onto my hand. Which is fucking disgusting. I think he's currently contemplating whether to drool on my phone or not. Get festive, you gits, but Halloween already passed. Good response, Kian. Love it. Okay, no. Some of my paints have dried out again. That's okay. For the record, as much as I know it's that time of year, if you aren't feeling festive, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be festive. Things are difficult at the moment, and sometimes being cheery all the time can be a bit difficult. That's okay. I've said it on stream many, many times before, but it's okay to not be okay. Second Cyberpunk character. Halloween's her literal birthday. Awesome. No, Porthos, you can't eat pins. He's sniffing at the bag and at my hand because I've got a pin. It's like, is it a treat? Can I eat it? Seems reasonable, DMAC, considering. Oh yeah, no, I've got no issues with people putting Christmassy music in the jukebox. Hey, Kenk, how you doing? I don't remember if I actually asked you, Soul, how you're doing. I know I said thank you for the treat, but just in case I didn't ask you how you're doing, hope you're doing okay. My Christmas department dinner got cancelled, so I'm not feeling too festive right now. Yeah, I can appreciate that, Sinister. Do not wham me. I am day 15. Oh, I I am officially out of Whamageddon this year, because I put We Need to Talk About Kevin on as background noise while I was working. It is not a film I recommend for people in a bad headspace. It is not a cheery film. It's a good film, but it's not a cheery film. But I forgot that there's a Christmas party scene in that where they play Last Christmas. So but yeah, this is another odd year. And if you're not feeling festive, that's perfectly fine. As long as you're not being mean to anybody. You are welcome to feel however you feel whilst you are here in the Retro Raccoon. I'll hunt you down. First time in years I've got to day 15. Okay, we'll put an unwritten rule in for just this year then. No Last Christmas in the jukebox. Oh, poor Thos. Go on then. Go on then. Get down. Oh, if you don't want to be up here, get down. Fine. You figure out what you're doing, mate. And I'm just gonna work with it as best as I can. Well, this was in nursery. They had an Xmas CD which had Fairy Tale of New York on it. Yeah, Fairy Tale of New York is technically a Christmas song. There we go. He's decided to get down now. It's too warm for him. He wants to cuddle and he wants to be in my face and lounging on me, but it's far too warm for that up here because we've had the heating on all day for Slow. Linda Carter is an ally, so is Dolly Parton, indeed. It's not really appropriate for kids. Well, yeah, with the slur in there, definitely not. Was it actually a kid's Christmas CD though, or was it just that they had a Christmas song CD and it had it on? Because I know we had one. I think it was Now Christmas actually that had it on. We don't have the disc anymore. I want a little bit of Spaceship Exterior because I'm going to sort the eyes out while I'm in that general vicinity. I mean, I'm not condoning the fact that they, played it to a bunch of nursery kids. Spaceman Came Travelling is my favourite, mostly for the sci-fi vibes. Yeah, Sinister. It's a really good one. Krista Berg is a strange man. Nice one. The version that every kid at my primary school sang. Okay, I've got a little too much reflection on this eye. I don't know if I can fix it, we'll see. This is going to be difficult to fix without starting again. I'm going to have to start again. That's fine. Just a random Christmas CD, yeah. There we go. Top that up again. Okay, so for anyone that didn't see me paint the other ones, what I've done is I've taken some boop that up a little bit, it's better. I've taken my black primer and use that as a base around the eyes. And then I've taken some Eshin Grey and just sort of done the lid line with a little tiny bit of Eshin Grey. I've got Elphic Flesh, which is an army painter paint, I think. Hey Podlord, how you doing? For these paler bits of fur. It's better. And I've deliberately not applied it very evenly so that you can sort of still see the Mechanicus standard grey underneath in some areas. Breakfast around 3:30. Oh wow. Having a sleepy day, are we? Well, I hope you're feeling less tired soon. Oh, and don't worry about it, Cyborg. There's a delay at this end as well, by which I mean I'm a little bit slow off the bat tonight. So, yeah. And then I've just put a little bit of Spaceship Exterior on as a reflection on the eyes themselves, because raccoons have like almost entirely black eyes. It's not like if you're painting human eyes, you'll want to have like the white at the edges and then try and do the iris a different colour and so on. It's all black. And then they've got black fur around their eyes as well, so it's just finding ways of differentiating between eyeball and fur is interesting. But it's worked quite well on the rest of them, so... And I think he looks alright. You can just sort of see the black there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more Eshin Grey. And just put some lighter bits of grey, lighter flecks of grey in his fur around his face. Now this, thank you Cypher, is my favourite Christmas song. Because I find it very funny. Also gonna Just put a little bit on the tips of the ears. Just on the edges. One of the things I'm enjoying most about painting these raccoons is because I'm trying to emulate natural fur. I'm kind of messing around with brush techniques a little bit. Like, a lot of this is dry brushing because I really don't want it to go on even. And all those animals I've been drawing recently are really helping with this as well. Because I've got a better understanding of like, what the texture should look like. I think when you're doing stuff like this, like anything kind of vaguely natural, birds, animals, plants, stuff like that, it really helps to look at, for want of a better description, reference images on Google or wherever. I just really take it in. What's that one? Yeah, it is that one. I'm going to take a little bit of the spaceship exterior, and I mean a really little bit. And just very carefully apply tiny amounts of it. Oops, not tiny enough. The Psycho's great, but for what I want, I need to be going back to my Cheap and Cheerful brush, I think, which has still got some grey in it, so I'm just going to get a bit more of the spaceship exterior, which is basically a white, and take as much of it as possible off of the brush before I do anything. Oops. Had a little bit too much there. That's okay. This raccoon friend can be a little stripy. It's better. Now here, I can be a little rougher, because they tend to have sort of pale tufts on their elbows. And I've not got a lot of paint left on the brush, so this works out quite well. I'll probably put a tiny little bit of the Elfic flesh on as well, just to give it a little extra something in some places. There we go. Prior to my food today, I went outside and planted a load of bushes. Really, Pudlord? Had a very long yet short day. Were you planting the bushes for yourself or for somebody you know, or was this a charity activity? I'm intrigued. What kind of bushes? Tell me everything. Okay. Using the Cheap and Cheerful brush again, because it stands up to a fair amount of abuse in comparison to some of my hobby brushes. And I'm just going to put the banding on the tail. I'm deliberately only doing my brush strokes in one direction unless it's an area that I know is going to be completely covered with whichever colour, so that any brush strokes that we can see are all going in the same direction. Let's see, this is where I'm just going to use the Psycho to just get into the gaps and stuff. Because this tail's splayed out way more than any of the others. It's a very foofy tail. And I can't get my brush in there properly. Just grabbing some brush branches we got from a friend. Ah, fair enough. Hey, Thomil, how you doing? We've got lavender, a couple of buddleia, a hydrangea, and I think a lobelia as well. Bush in our garden. All that I've planted. I approve of the use of instruments as sonic weapons. Yeah, that's fair. Excuse me a second, folks. Oh. My hair is driving me mad today. I mean, I cut it the other day, but... Oh, that's good, Thomul. It's always nice to have a bit of hobby time after work. I'm gonna go back in with the Eshin. Actually, I'm gonna lighten it up with a bit of the Spaceship Exterior as well, because I want to give this some visible difference. Every time I look at his tail, I end up thinking about when Galkugo's Super Saiyan. She's got that kind of thing going on, you know? I might have to break it to paint it and then glue and pin back together. Oh, I have been there, Thomul. Did you super glue it or plastic glue it? I really wish Hair actually did that. Yeah, it would be cool. Hey, Dammy, how you doing? So that's a grey layer on. I'm going to have a little bit of the Elfic Flesh now. I've not cleaned my brush because the muckier the colours come out while I'm doing this, the better. Miyazaki style hair floof Super Saiyan spike up, yeah. Saw the new Spider-Man, did you enjoy it? No spoilers, please. Oof. Well, I hope the taking it apart goes well, Samuel. There we go. It's a little better. Hi, Porthos. Porthos is having a silly half hour next to my chair. Okay, I think that's the fur basically done. I've got a couple of areas where we could do with a little bit more detail. Okay. Yeah. Better. So, is that... looks like that might have dried up. Let's see if I can breathe some life back into it. Looks like I can. But first... That's better. Use a bigger brush for this. See if we can rejuvenate a decent chunk of it. Ooh. So, how's everybody's weeks going so far? Hope they're going okay. Getting very close to the end of the year. Put up the Christmas tree. Oh, cool. Okay, this is odd. Okay, no, that's not rejuvenated properly. I quit my job. Holy heck, Samuel! I'm guessing, considering you quit the job, that it was something done on your terms. Yes, Kian, yes it is. Yeah, I'm guessing it was on your terms, Lomuel, considering you quit, and that it was the right thing for you personally. So, on to pastures new. I hope everything goes okay for you. It can be a big, scary decision to make, leaving a job. I commend you for it. In my notice period now. Yeah. Well, daft as it may sound, Thomuel, you did what was right for you. You did what you needed to do for your well-being. And I'm proud of you for that. Well done. It's really hard to be sincere and say something like that when you've got somebody attempting to impersonate Arnold Schwarzenegger singing Let It Go quite loudly in your ears. But yeah, Samuel, I'm proud of you. Well done. You made a tough decision. And I really, really hope that things look up for you from here on out. Feel free to skip if the song gets too, well, it. Yeah, that's fair. It's just one of those things, Geist. Like, whenever I want to say something serious or sentimental or something like that on stream, particularly when it's during a hobby happy hour, it's always when the silly or just generally odd music comes on. And I know that the fix to that is to not let you folks request stuff, but honestly, I think the tonal whiplash of the conversation with the music is part of the endearing charm of these streams, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So, who's been watching Black Lagoon then? Cypher. It's a good opening track, to be fair. We should do a Lupin watch party one of these days. Mystery of Mamo, no context. Yes, Rocket. I'm terrible for watch parties and stuff like that. Like, finding the time to do anything, to be honest with you, is miraculous. It's all very when the stars align for me. Hello, Porthos. His proton pack is different. And I don't know why.
Hello there.
I also don't know what colour that extra piece is supposed to be. I'm going to guess it's blue. Perhaps the actual proton packs were different. Very possibly, Podlord. I mean, Rays and Egons would likely be fairly identical because they were the original 2 proton packs, if I understand correctly. I don't know about Venkman's. But Winston became part of the team much later. So perhaps he's got one of the earlier designs. Or they hadn't got all the same parts as they did when they made the others. Any number of reasons, really, I guess. Just threw me a bit when I was painting it. Because I have a system now. Venkman's is probably an anti-Slimer one after the first one. Indeed. Yeah, let's go with... Gonna go with... Actually, that might be a bit big. Let's go with... Actually, this one will do. This is another one of my Cheap and Cheerful brushes, which you can see I've barely used at all because there's barely any paint staining on it. But it's a little bit bigger than what I was using, just to help me get this tubing covered a bit quicker. Oh, I put an announcement up on Twitter about this before. I'll finish that thought in a moment. Porthos has dragged his big plush sloth off of his bed and is now positioning it in the middle of the room so that it can act as a pillow for him to sleep on, but also be near me. The clingy baby. Solar heat visions. A really nice image of the survivors looking to the sky and lighting the night with their solar rays. Oh, that's beautiful, Pudlord. I love it. So how our week's going. I'm hoping to play some Blood Bowl on Sunday. Friend running it is 3D printing a pitch. Wicked sinister. Will there be pictures of that? Because I would love to see that. Right, yes. I posted about it on Twitter. A week or so ago, I think. You don't want me to tell people this, do you, Porthos? He's just dropped the sloth on my foot. You need scritches, don't you, mate? Yeah. Anybody would think he's not had any attention off me all day, but he's been sat next to me and cuddled up to me, and I took him for a walk and everything. Right. 3rd time's the charm. So I already posted about it on Twitter, but I said I wasn't going to be streaming on Christmas, because my streams fall over the Christmas period. My Christmas plans may have all been cancelled, so depending on how things go, I might be streaming on Christmas Day for anybody that, you know, needs some background noise. I'm hoping that I'm not streaming on Christmas Eve because that's the day I spend with my mother. But if that gets cancelled, then I'll probably be streaming on Christmas Eve as well. Yeah. I'll probably just be streaming hobby content over Christmas, rather than games, so that folks that can't watch those streams don't miss out on any valuable game plot. I bet you can hear Porthos, like, roughing up his toy sloth as soon as he's doing it right under the microphone, can't you? Can hear it over the song. Yeah, he's not exactly being quiet about it. There we go. That's the tubing sorted, with a couple of little bits that I've missed there. Current track wasn't me. No, it wasn't. It was Cypher. We've got a few Weird Al fans in chat, as far as I'm aware. Go back to the big brush for a bit, see if I can do this. Oops. I've just thrown Porthos's sloth back on his bed to see what he does, and he immediately brings it back under the microphone. Sorry, folks. He's in a mood tonight. Look, I spent all day in meetings, and a lot of that time I didn't need to be on camera or anything like that, so I've had my laptop just like to the side of me and he's been sleeping on my lap. And today's the day he decides to be in a mood. No, I didn't, Dammy. I have been head down this week. And any news that's come from the The Game Awards. I've only picked up on if somebody's told me about it. And that then. Fair enough. Oh no, he's found the squeaker. Due out on Steam in March. Tempting. Bloody hell, Porthos, what is up your arse today, mate? Really? Fucking love this song. He just really wants to play. Gotta go. Okie dokie, Podlord, you take care, and thank you for popping in. I hope the rest of your week goes okay, and I hope you're feeling less tired soon. I haven't actually played much of P4A. Because I didn't have anyone to play it with. Like, the only person I could have really played it with was Slow, because couch co-op, but he doesn't play fighting games. Which is fine. Yeah, I might pick Ultimax up if I can find some people to play it with. Fair enough, Dammy. Because I'm not good enough to play online, like against people that play the damn game all the time. And I like playing those kind of games with my friends, because then you can have like a bit of friendly banter while you're kicking the shit out of each other, you know? I'm shockingly bad at fighting games. It depends on the game and which character I'm using with me. Like, I have a particularly fond memory of playing Pokken with Ivan when Ivan came round once. And absolutely trouncing him with Chandelure. I'm shockingly bad at games. I'm sure you're not, Cypher. Getting Smash Bros for the Switch at Christmas. Awesome! You see, I was only ever good at one Smash Bros game. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Brawl. And I used to kick my ex's ass at it, so he stopped playing it. So that didn't last very long. Oh, I've just realised I've not painted his hands. So raccoons tend to have quite pale tops to their hands, and then they have dark, I don't want to call them paws, because they're not really paws, they're like freaky little people hands. So I'll do that in a minute. And I will redeem that posture check in a moment. Sinister. Pans. Oh, that's deeply cursed. Well done, Kian. Gold stars. I will redeem the hydrate momentarily as well. I'm just trying to get the last little bits of this covered so that I don't forget. A little difficult because of the positioning. There we go. You probably can't see what I'm doing, can you? Oh, you can probably sort of see, actually, looking at that, but there's all these bits that are really close to the body that need to be painted. Because when I do my turntable shots, when it's all done, they're the bits that people will spot. There we go. Right, that was a hydrate and a posture check. So, I'm just going to roll my shoulders a little bit as well, because I've... what is hydrate? A picture of a tree. That's the standard picture for hydrate. Because trees need water to grow. Mitts. Yeah, mitts works. Right, thank you very much, Sinister, for the posture check. Everybody at home, or wherever you're watching, check your posture too. Just, have a moment, sit up straight, roll your shoulders a little bit if you need to. And have a quick drink as well. Because it's very important to stay hydrated. Especially in the winter, because it's easy to forget to have a drink when it's cold. Which means you are more likely to get dehydrated during the winter than you are during the summer. She's daft. Okay, so we've got a base layer on there. I think I'll get the armour out of the way now. What is that? I think that's a bit of the proton pack. Huh. Odd. Let's have a look at the Venkman one. See if he's got that. He does not. So his is the same as the other two. Because that looks like it's attached to the bit I painted blue before. Hey, Mr. Mouse, how you doing? I'm going to paint it blue and hope for the best. No idea what it is. I can recommend hot chocolate in the winter. You can even give it sprinkles. Indeed! I've actually, thanks to my mum, got a hot chocolate advent calendar this year. So every night, before I get settled, I make myself a hot chocolate. And if I've had a really bad day, I put low-fat squirty cream, a little drizzle of honey, and chocolate sprinkles that Torpor sent me on the top. And I'm like, ooh, look at me, I'm fancy with my fancy hot chocolate. Okie dokie. Gotta go, Dad. Okie dokie, Cypher. Have fun doing the dad things. It's been lovely to have you here. Take care. I hope the rest of your week goes better than the very, very long meeting you had. A 6-hour drive. Oof. Followed by Christmas shopping. I've achieved Fruit Loops, so swings and roundabouts. Yeah, that sounds like, I mean, I'm not a big Fruit Loop fan, but if you're happy with that, that's good. That's what matters. But yeah, Christmas shopping. 6-hour drive. Nah, I'm good, thanks. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna not do anything else with the proton pack for a little bit. I'm gonna work on the armour instead. Because it will be easier to cover up any mess that I make on the proton pack than it will on the armour. So if I get the armour out of the way now, that should balance out okay. Is that all Weetabix? Wow, yeah, Fruit Loops is the optimal choice there. So I've got some Army Painter Skeleton Bone, which is basically, if you prefer, Citadel is bleached bone, if that's what it's called now. And I'm going to put some Rakarth flesh on my palette as well. I'm going to use the Rakarth flesh as the base coat. And I'm going to stick with the Psycho and at largest, I think, the Insane Detail brush, if I can find it, for this, because I want to make sure that I get as little paint in places where it's not supposed to be as possible. There we go, the Insane Detail. So there's the Insane Detail. You can see it's a little bit bigger than the Psycho. So I'm going to start with the Insane, see how I get on, and go from there. I think what I'll actually do is I'll take some of the skeleton bone and mix it with the Rakarth flesh to make the... Yeah, that's better. So this is mostly skeleton bone with a little bit of Rakarth flesh in it, just to make it a little bit more sort of browny, I guess. Oops. Yep, back to the Psycho. Most of our Christmas shopping done. One main thing left to get, the turkey. We've not got a turkey for this year. Though my mum will be bringing round like a little turkey crown, maybe an additional joint if Christmas Eve dinner goes ahead. Oof, yeah, that'd be rough, Kian. You and me both, Dammy. This is a very tight squeeze. I'll eat anything with stuffing and gravy. I will eat anything with gravy. I'm not a big stuffing fan, if I'm honest with you. Like, I'll eat it, but it's not my favourite part of a roast dinner. But I bet you can all guess what my favourite part is. Oh yeah, that's fair, Tids. That can be a bit much. Okay, that bit's gonna get like a leather colour later. But for now, it can stay that colour. Ah, yes. That seems like a plan, Tids. Yeah, some of the stuff will get another coat of paint in a different colour later, but if I can just get the base down for now, then that'll do me just fine. My GM has suggested playing D&D on Christmas Day. Oh, that'd be fun. Like, if folks haven't got anything else to do, that seems like a really good way to spend a Christmas, you know? Especially if it's like a one-shot as well. like a Christmas themed D&D session. But oh yeah, I should have probably put my phone in do not disturb mode, because now eBay is telling me about squigs. There we go, fixed it. Going to be solo most of Christmas Day. See my sister in the evening, though. I'll have to think of something nice to do in the day. We've had a couple of Christmases now that haven't gone ahead. For various reasons. 1 year... So we normally go to Slo's parents on Christmas Day. And 1 year we couldn't because they got the norovirus. And we ended up just spending the day watching TV. Like, we don't watch terrestrial TV, but we had like all of our favourite Christmas films. I say we, it was mostly me. Like, I watched The Grinch, I watched Muppet Treasure Island, I watched Muppet Christmas Carol. Muppet Treasure Island is, to me, a Christmas film, because it always used to be on the TV at Christmas when I was a kid, and it is my favourite Muppet movie, so any excuse to watch it. But that was quite nice. Oh, and I marathoned all of the Wallace and Gromit films as well. We had a Christmas like that as kids. Whole family had a flu tummy bug thing, so it just made the whole thing meh. Yeah. I mean, the older I get, the less fussed I am if Christmas doesn't happen as like a big event. I used to get really upset when it wasn't a big event, but now I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll get up later. I'll spend the day in my pajamas. I'll catch up on my telly watching that I've not had time for because of work, and I'll eat cheese and crackers all day. And you know, that does me fine, but I'm a little hermit, really. Sort of sad, but I'm totally going to make Christmas dinner for one on the day. There's nothing sad about that, Thomuel. You're treating yourself. I'd do the same in your situation. Hey, Rustbot, how you doing? Oh gosh. I am so sorry to hear that, Rust. Big hugs. hope you're feeling better soon. And you lurk right away, okay? And you do what you need to do. Yeah. I think if it were me making Christmas dinner for just me, then the menu would be very specific, because it'd just be like I would make all of the things that I don't normally get to eat that accompany a roast dinner, obviously, not just like literally everything that I don't normally get to eat, because that would be a weird combination of foods that would be quite distressing to try and eat. But I'd also make a massive mountain of mashed potatoes. And then I would just like face plant into it. And maybe motorboat it a little bit. Fish and chips are fucking delightful. Yes, they are, Rust. I've not had fish and chips in yonks. Could go for a chippy tea, actually. So long as I have turkey and pigs in blankets. Yeah, fair. Savloy chips, curry sauce. Also a good choice there, Cyborg. Not roast for me. I've made the same one for 5 years now. Ooh. So, one Christmas, when we still did big family Christmases, one of the people that was at the big family Christmas in question was vegetarian. And this is some years ago. This is when I was quite young. So there weren't quite so many readily available vegetarian recipes out there. And nowhere near as many ready-made vegetarian things. This is the very early days of Linda McCartney, when I think all she'd got out at that point was a couple of different flavours of sausage, and that was it. And my grandma made vegetarian haggis from a recipe she'd found in a magazine. And oh my god, it was fucking glorious. She doesn't know where the recipe's gone, and I wish she did, because I would liberate it from her, and I would make that vegetarian haggis every fucking year without fail, because it was so good. Fair enough, Samuel. Fair play, Cyborg. I mean, you got me thinking about it now. Okay, so we've got a little bit just behind the nozzle part of the proton pack that I still need to paint. There we go. Fair play, Cyborg. I wonder where the whole "the devil is red" thing came from. Like, why red? I mean, I know why Santa wears red, and I'm guessing that the devil isn't sponsored by Coca-Cola. It's really good sliced and fried with eggs and bubble and squeak as a Boxing Day breakfast. Oh, that sounds good, Samuel. The devil is brightly coloured so that people won't eat him. I feel like the QI buzzer went off about Santa being red because of Coca-Cola. Am I wrong? I vaguely remember that being an accurate thing. I swear they'd covered it on QI as well. I could be wrong though, let's face it. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. It could be, Tids. It really depends. So, things like poison dart frogs are brightly coloured to ward off predators. But things like birds, male birds, certain arachnids, they're brightly coloured to attract a mate, as you've said. Could be both. I think it also works the same with fish. Ah, fair enough, Samuel. I mean, he used to wear green, didn't he? It's either danger or horny. Ah, danger horny. Oh, that's a horrifying thought, Cyborg. Well done. I mean, I suppose the way we present things changes over time anyway, so really it could be anything. I do like how we've gotten into an actual discussion about Santa Claus based on me making a terrible joke about Satan not being sponsored by Coke. Spicy hump. Indeed, Kenk, that works. Cool, at least I remembered something right, Thomil. Thank you. It's an adaptation of Faust that made him red. Santa wears red to scare off predators. Makes you wonder though, Cyborg. If Santa's wearing red to tell predators that he doesn't taste very nice, what are Santa's main predators? Are they actual predators, or are they something else? Dwarves. Polar bears. Could be polar bears. Grinches. Over-enthusiastic skeletons. Rudolph's nose isn't red, its snout's covered in blood. Wow. Does this mean I can pull out the Santa conspiracy board? Is Santa fey-kind or a cryptid? Oh, that's a good one. So, I think mall Santas, or shopping centre Santas if you're English, are fey-kind. And I think St. Nicholas himself is a cryptid. I mean, technically he's a folk hero, but that's beside the point. Hey there, Discordia. Welcome to the stream. And thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. We're just discussing whether what Santa's key predators are and whether he counts as a cryptid or not. As you do. Really? Wow. I mean, I stumbled over it the first time, but that's because I'm sleepy. Well, I am glad to have gotten it correct. Turns out Santa and Mothman have similar DNA. Are you telling me, Cyborg, that it's not the reindeer that are flying, it's actually Santa, and the reindeer are just an elaborate ruse to make him look a little bit less sinister? And if I want better presents, Santa is a minor god in a large pantheon. Yes! I like that, Discordia. That's good. That's good. Oh, good question, Thomuel. We're getting into the deep Santa lore now. Santa is a ruse to keep Big Boss happy. To cover for any would-be Santa hunters. Don't be silly, Santa slays pulled by Mothman. Reindeer are just being pulled by its moth silk. Well, okay then. I sit corrected. Seriously though, if we're categorising types of Santa, then shopping centre Santas are definitely fey-kind, because when a kid goes and sits on their knee, the first thing they say is always, "What's your name?" And anybody that knows the fey folk knows you should never give the fey folk your name. Santas are weeping angels. Wow, that's dark, Dammy. It's a deeply scary thought. Or answer the question with another question. Yeah, that works, Kenk. If so, they're benevolent fae, as the usual question is, may I have your name? Indeed. Oh. It's plugged. Time to get the pin out. Boop. I thought that kids that believed in Santa were all idiots because he wasn't real. St. Nicholas, the guy that puts sweets in your shoes on the 5th of December, however, was totally real. Huh. I do find the way in which we come together as a society around the idea of Santa very, very fun. It's like we can't agree on anything else, but apparently we can agree on the jolly fat man in the red coat that delivers presents to every single child in the world in a single night. It's magic. Like, you've even got, like, Santa Watch and stuff like that, and here's a fun fact for you from my days in mail processing. You can actually send letters to the North Pole, but it's not the North Pole. Santa has a postcode that Royal Mail recognises and redirects any mail with that postcode to... I think it's one of their sorting offices, to be fair, that they redirect stuff to, but your kids can actually send letters to Santa with a proper postcode on and stuff, and they will get routed. It's wonderful. Alaska, is it? No, I think it's somewhere in Exeter, actually, Tids. More Santas are fey touched. They have glimpsed into the hedge. Salvation Army Santas are actually slow. Fair enough. Santa Free, you already received a parcel from him on Monday. I did! Through one of his elves. I know I missed something. Santa are two types of the same god, same way Apollo is the god of the sun, but also god of archery, music, etc. Different places just emphasise different parts. Yeah, Discordia. I could get behind that. Plot twist, the North Pole is in the south. Indeed. I did not know they sent anything back, Thomuel. I only know about it because I built a returned mail sorting application for one of my old employers, and being extra as I am, I had a massive postcode region lookup that included every postcode that Royal Mail recognises, including the one for Santa. So I've never actually seen what they do with the letters that are sent to them, but I knew about the postcode. Stop giving away our secrets. Santa is actually Odin? Yeah, could be. Feels like a very Odin thing to do, doesn't it? They give the letters to Santa, obviously. Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. That's what I meant, obviously. You get a card back if there's a return address. Oh, that's wonderful. See, stuff like that, I absolutely love. I don't give a shit about the rampant consumerism of Christmas. Especially not these days. Can't afford to care. Wait, if Santa's Odin, does he have some ravishingly hot and hopefully single sons? Well, Tids, if you've ever seen Aardman's Arthur Christmas, yes. And one of them's voiced by Hugh Laurie, if I'm not mistaken. If Santa is SMT Odin, we're in trouble. I think we're in trouble either way, aren't we, Rocket? So in case anyone's wondering what I'm doing now, because I've not been talking about it, I've been talking about Santa. I started off with a combination of skeleton bone and Rakarth flesh as the base, and then what I've done on the little cloth at the bottom here is I've gone along the edges, the folded out bits, with just the skeleton bone, and now I'm going to pick that out with a little bit of spaceship exterior just on the edges. And then on the inlaid bits, I've just used the Rakarth flesh. Idea being that we've got a little bit of a highlight going on there. I wasn't looking for romance. Oh my. Are we sure Santa isn't Kratos? I have no idea at this point. Could be. They don't break kayfabe on it. It's all rather sweet. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, how can they break kayfabe? He's real. Exactly, Cyborg. So I'm just doing the same again on the different armor plates. Starting off with the highlighted areas. So with the skeleton bone. This is my general trick for painting anything like this. Found an interesting looping clip, and by interesting I mean, how was it not banned in Italy? Oh my, Rocket, really? Is it the kind of thing that's going to get me into trouble? I think if we're going that far, we might as well chuck in the gender fluid shapeshifter and complete the set. Yep, that works. Oh gosh, Rocket, yes, I can appreciate why you would be wondering how that didn't get banned. I mean, were they subtle about it? Lupin generally isn't particularly subtle, let's face it, but No, they were not. Wow. I'll do a little bit more there, because we're gonna put the final highlight on in a sec there. We don't want to lose all of that brightness. Oops, a little too much paint on my brush there. That's fine. We're going to paint that over with leather later anyway, so... Oh wow, Rocket. I literally haven't painted anything for like 7 years, but I've been carrying around all my supplies, telling myself I'll start again one day. I'm trying to paint now, and all my timber smells like fish. Huh. That's very odd. I suppose if it's been sitting for a while, perhaps there's something in it that can paint expire? I have never encountered paint that has expired, but I'm sure it's possible. Do I have any of my hex pots around here? No, I don't. I've got some hex pots over there. That, well, hex pots are old school paint pots at this point. Back from when I first started in the hobby. Over a decade ago now. Damn. God, I'm getting old. I came into the hobby late, for the record. Which is why I'm going, a decade. Oh, God, I'm getting old. Thanks, Mr. Mouse. But I have a couple of hex pots left that I haven't been able to transfer to dropper bottles, and I haven't been able to transfer them because instead of the paint just expiring, it's gone sort of rock solid. Laughs in nearly 2 decades in the hobby. Yeah. Well, to be fair, if I'd have gotten into the hobby at the same time as most of the people I know had, then I'd be nearly 2 decades into my hobbying career as well. But yeah, I didn't actually start hobbying until I was at university, so... Hey, spot a Tintin. But yeah, they've not gone smelly or anything like that, but they are very, very solid. Started when I was 7, it wasn't a good time for me or the glue. I can imagine. Like, I always wanted to get into Warhammer when I was a kid, because we had Hero Quest. Some of you will have seen my Hero Quest Remastered unboxing stream. I was very excited about that, because I've still got the original Hero Quest as well. But It was just something that my family couldn't afford. So I never had the opportunity to do it. And then I got a little older. I got some of my own money. Some of it was scholarship money when I went to university. And I got into the hobby. And here we are, 10 years later. More like 11, actually. Ugh. But yeah, I've never seen paint actually go off. But it really depends on the environment it's kept in, the temperature. Psych myself up enough to dive into a digital painting session. Will lurk. Okie dokie, Rustspot. You have fun with your digital painting. Also, that Tintin theme is my childhood. Same, Rust. Same. Loved Tintin as a kid. And Babar as well. Okay, I put a little too much Rakarth flesh in that area, so it's all the same shade, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of skeleton bone over the top there, just to balance it out a bit. There we go. So you'll have noticed that I've avoided, for the most part, painting the belt and the straps on the proton pack. I have missed an entire piece of armour there, though. So let's deal with that. Okay. But yeah, Discordia, I hope whatever's going on with your paints is easily resolved. 15 years old, so if any paint were to expire, it might as well be this. Yeah, that's fair. If you're finding that it's like really clumpy, then a couple of things you can do. If it's like miniature paint, so acrylic paint normally, then you can get some Flow Aid. So I use Liquitex Flow Aid, and a couple of ball bearings. Pop that into the pot. A couple of drops of the Flow Aid, a couple of ball bearings. Give it a really good shake. If you've got a nail polish shaker, like one of the little electric ones, that will be very, very handy for that. But you can normally breathe life back into basically any paint with that method. Sometimes you can do it with water, depends on how far gone they are. And if they're just really separated, then yeah, just give them a very violent shake and they should be back to normal again in no time. Don't know how well either of those techniques work with technical paints. Never tried it on technical paints. I sort of go, oh, right, technical paint's fucked, I'll just throw it away. Clearly didn't use it often enough, so... But I'm very much against spending money on new paints if I can avoid it, because hobby paint is so damn expensive. Talking about paint for canvas. Ah, okay. Good advice. Keep it in mind for my mini paints as well. Cool. Yeah, with canvas paints, I think you could probably, like I say, if it's acrylic, you could probably get away with doing something similar. But you can't do a... Yeah, you can't really stick it in a pot for that, because it's usually in a tube. But yeah, if you can squidge a little bit out and mix a little bit of Flow-Aid with it, because Flow-Aid's supposed to be for like making sure that things flow, ironically enough, through your airbrushes properly, but plenty of other uses too. Like all of my hobby paints are pre-thinned. With a little bit of Flow-Aid. Right, there we go. So let's put that shading back in, now that I've done that. It looks quite subtle doing it this way, but when it dries and it's not under a big white lamp, it's a noticeable difference between the three shades, I find. Go. That's better. Got a little bit there that's managed to avoid the paint, so we'll just catch that in. There we go. Give it a little bit of shade. Ta-da! And then we want... Oh, knocked the camera again, haven't I? Yeah. My camera cable, for some weird and wonderful reason, is really loose. And every time I catch it, it wobbles the whole camera. I have the dreaded super glue finger. Oh no, Thamiel. I have not found a good solution to the dreaded super glue finger yet. So I'm going to use leather brown for the shoulder straps on the Proton Pack. And probably also a little bit of Martian brown for the darker bits. Buddy Minis, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. I'm not too bad, thanks. I hope you're well. do wonder how much paint and glue I've incidentally eaten over the years from not totally being able to get all of it off my hands. Probably best not to think about it. Finger glue is the best flavour. Oh, Cyborg, that's gross. Tea or coffee? Is that directed at me, Discordia? Because if it is, it depends on the time of day. Just to be difficult. Thank you, Mr. Mouse. My favourite Mystery Skulls track. You're a star. Chat in general, but you two. Fair play. Yeah, for me, it depends on the time of day. And what I'm doing as well. Like, if it's first thing in the morning, or I'm having a rough day at work, coffee. Because I need the hit. If it's after work, and I just fancy a hot drink, I'll probably have a cup of tea. I don't dislike tea, but I've never actively chose to have one. Fair. Oops. Right, I'm going to take a little bit of the Martian Brown and just put a little bit of it on some bits of the straps. Yeah. This time of day I'd have a cup of tea. Though I am a tea snob, I only drink one kind of tea. As in one brand. Much less picky about me hot chocolate. No Discordia, it's just no shit posts, basically. Because before I instated that rule, people were putting some truly shitposty tracks in. And I don't like limiting what we listen to on the jukebox. But, you know, there are certain things that... I mean, I always reserve the right to skip a song if I'm not enjoying it, or if folks in chat are made uncomfortable by it or anything like that. But yeah, you can basically put whatever you like in. We had one week where people kept putting different Mongolian throat singing bands in, and that was really cool. Like, I love hearing music that I wouldn't normally hear. That's better. Okay. And then I'm going to use, now that I've sorted that bit out, I'm going to use some Nurgling Green to do the other straps. Even Mulder and Scully. I know I say every time you put it in the jukebox, damn it, DMAC, I've literally just got that out of my head, but it's a good song. It's a catchy song, you know? If you want to put Mulder and Scully in, you put Mulder and Scully in. It's not time yet, because I'm expecting it. I see how this fucking works. So I'm not going to leave the Nurgling Green as just Nurgling Green, but the webbing that the Ghostbusters have on, particularly their belts and any additional like tactical stuff, for want of a better description, is a slightly greener khaki colour than the rest of the stuff they have on. One of the singers from The Who. I really like The Who. I actually found on TikTok while I was idly browsing one day an Inuit throat singing tutor, for want of a better description, who explains the different throat singing motions. And their significance. It was a really interesting video. Like, one of them is called the bone saw or something like that, and the different ways that you can do that particular motion are in reference to how smoothly the bone saw is going through bones, which is just, that is just such a rad thing to have just as part of your music, you know? Oh yeah, it's a bone saw. Damn! That's metal. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the, I think I'll use skeleton bone for this. A little bit of the skeleton bone, and I'm gonna water it right the fuck down, so it's basically a wash. This is nice. I like this. Good choice, Discordia. So this might take me a couple of coats because I've really thinned the paint down, but that's fine. Oh, the boy is awake. I had Spider-Man beat Bonesaw in the ring. Yes, that meme is going around at the minute, isn't it? Going to scurry off to bed, have a long day ahead, and brain is beginning to shut down. Wow, that's fine, Cyborg. You take care. Get some good rest under you, and thank you for popping in tonight. It's been lovely to have you here. I hope as much as your day is going to be long, that it is not too much. And thank you for the treat for Porthos, Mr. Mouse. I will give it to him just a moment. So I actually overwatered it down. Hey, buddy. You heard me say treat, didn't you? my hand is stuck in the jar. There we go. Ready? Catch! He caught it! The good boy caught it. Bonesaur is ready. Yes. So I'll take a little bit more of the skeleton bone. There we go. So you want it to just be very slightly different. So slightly that you might not even notice it if you weren't looking for it. That's a really awkward spot. There we go. That'll do. Hey, Zatheo, how you doing? Oh, Porthos, you big huffy bugger. Yeah, plodding on, Theo, plodding on. I'm glad you're doing good. There we go. So you can just sort of see it is very slightly different. There's that little hint of green there, which is exactly what I wanted. That's worked out nicely. I have missed a bit though. Go. And I think I'll paint these up. I think I'll paint them up brown. It is indeed a Ghostbuster raccoon, Zatheo. In fact, while I wait for that to do what it needs to do, I'll pop it over here. Oh. For those that are new to the stream and haven't seen my last few streams, here's Egon, who was the first one I finished. And here's Ray. Very handsome. Thank you very much.
Hello there.
So yeah, we're doing Winston now, and then once Winston's finished, I've just got Venkman left to do. Peter Venkman. But I've got something special planned for Peter, so I've got to do some research off stream before I start painting him. And I am being deliberately obtuse about what exactly it is I'm planning, just in case it doesn't work. Right. Now that we've done that, let's get a little bit of where's me there. Just get as much paint off of that as possible. There we go. There we go. That's his hands looking a bit better. Oh, no, it's fine, Zatheo. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not that bad, is it? Music video is graphic. Ah, I see. Like capital G. Fair. I think I have something for this. Give me a second. No, I don't. Okay. Okay, I shall remove it, Theo. But if you want to add a version that... Oh yeah, wrong song should work, actually. And that should also refund you your points, if I'm not mistaken. So if you try ! Wrong song, TextSwig should take it away for you. There you go. Thank you for the reminder there, Tids. I would have completely forgotten about that if it hadn't been for you there. What I will do for the next hobby stream, if I remember, because my memory's rubbish at the minute, is I will add something so that we can quickly turn the TV screen off without losing the music in future. I actually want to lighten up his tail a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put a lot of spaceship exterior very unevenly on some sections. And then I'm going to go over that with one of the greys. Oops. It's better. I am absolutely hammering this poor brush today. I honestly wasn't expecting this after the air raid sirens. Just put your hand over it. Doesn't quite work like that, DMAC, and you know it. There's no version without the video. Oh. Well, my channel's age restricted anyways, Theo. I figured, you know, it's probably a good idea to say that my channel is 18 and over only, what with the amount of swearing I do. Porthos has got the sloth out again. Hello, Porthos. Yes, I said your name. Ah, I see, Sophia. Okay, fair enough. We'll save that one for when I've sorted out a screen cover then. Shall we? That's better. Wasn't quite enough depth for it to actually look like he'd got fur there, in spite of it being like the furriest bit of the miniature. That's better. Okay, so it is 24 minutes past 8. I haven't had much to eat today. I should really go and get some food. Winston is well on his way to being completed. Like, we've got the proton pack to finish and a little bit of the webbing, and that's it. I think he's looking alright. I know I'm probably going to jinx it saying this, but I'm amazed that I've managed to keep the painting consistent between the raccoons in this set. Like, this is the most miniatures that I've painted in the same style in a row ever. Because I get so easily distracted. Actually, I wanted to show folks a little something that I did at the weekend, if you're interested, before I bugger off. So some of you already know I have a single one painted Night Lord. Was my RP character for a Black Crusade campaign I was in, and I decided, because I enjoyed playing him so much, that I wanted to start a Night Lord's army. First ever Space Marine army, I decided to go for Night Lords. Don't do anything by halves, do I? But I started painting one of the miniatures for the Night Lord's army on Saturday. My sorcerer. So there is something particular about my Night Lords. They are ever so slightly Tzeentch tainted. So when I was painting my sorcerer, I decided to try using a metallic filter paint that I'd got, that I'd never used before, to make him extra shiny. And you can see I've put it here. I've not put it all the way around yet, but I quite like it. So he's going to be very shiny, because as the sorcerer, he's, you know, the most tainted. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to how things go with that. I've got a Venom Crawler, which I'm going to do some interesting stuff with, if I can get it to work as well. Just making everything look a little bit shifty and changey and generally gribbly, as you'd expect from anything that's had any contact with the Lord of Change. Yeah. So at some point, I might actually show you folks that paint on stream, because it's fucking witchcraft. It's so cool. And I love showing you folks the cool paints. But yeah, I will leave it there for the night. I'm going to go get some food. Let's see who we've got that we can raid. Ooh, lots of people live. I'm glad to see that Twitch is behaving itself for people now. Ooh. Right. Oh yeah, for those that are new to the Hobby Happy Hour streams as well, if you're still there, if you put things in the Hobby Happy Hour showcase channel of Discord, photographs of things you're working on, they will appear in the art showcase on the ending and be right back and starting screens, just like Rocket's Gunpla Kit did. Right. Let's get a raid started. I don't know who to raid. And of course my favourite metal tribute comes on as we're leaving. Fabulous. Let's... fuck it. Okay. We're gonna raid... If I did it right, I did not do it right. Oh no. Panic. There we go. Fixed it. We're gonna raid Zaran. Because why not? I will be... back on Friday, when I will hopefully finish Winston in some more Hobby Happy Hour. And I'm planning on streaming this weekend as well, so we'll be doing some Kaiju Noir on Saturday and probably finishing Full Throttle on Sunday. So hopefully I'll see you all for those. And until I do see you next, as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands. And have a great rest of your week, everyone. Now, you all take care. And say hi to Zaran for me. Bye, folks.